ways to kind of get the near side underhook here. So really that's the thing we're worried about in this situation. If like Kalle managed to either lift me up by pulling his knees to his chest and then moving me this way, you see this leg gets kind of exposed and I can just put that one up here. Or if he just managed to kind of push me on the side here to get me off center, it's kind of the same thing. Both these things, this kind of near side underhook is going to prevent us from doing. So when we're up here and he keeps this elbow very tight, there is two ways we can kind of get this near underhook. I mean, it's probably a lot of ways, but I'm going to teach you two ways. One is just like grab his elbow and we're going to lift it up like this, so keep it tight. So I can lift it up a little bit, and then from here I'm gonna pull my elbow into my own ribs like this, and now I can kind of shoot, like, because I have this wrist on the, or my fingers on the inside. When I turn my wrist in towards my own body, like, you're not gonna get the whole underhook, but you're gonna get just like your wrist in here, and then from here we can kind of shoot it up. So I'm gonna pull it out like this by pulling our own elbow out, and then I'm just keeping hold of him while I turn my own elbow into my own ribs here, and then I get my hand in and I can reinforce it with my shoulder. Another thing to do is, like, we take this kind of gooseneck with our palm facing outwards, and then when I step aside here, I just straighten my arm and then I turn it back in as I come down with my head. So either bring it up and out like this, and then just turn your wrist or your elbow in to kind of get into this space, and then reinforce with your body. Or we go this gooseneck grip here, like kind of try to get under the tricep. We go to the side and straighten our arm, and then we come back in here. So start in the position where, or start the exercise by kind of sitting here, and remember, like, you want this leg to be very high up, so he can't really move you with the butterfly hook. If I'm down here, he can pretty easily start to off balance me with this one. If I'm up here, when he tries to do that, it's really hard because I'm so high up on his knee. And so you start with, like, asking your partner to try to move you around from here. So try. All right. Maybe I could be in a little bit better position there, right? But I could maintain the position. All right. And then you just go, and then you try to do the same exercise while doing one of these things, the gooseneck. So you might want to just, like, try it without resistance a couple of times so you get the move in, so it feels smooth. And then you try to increase the resistance to see if you can get it in. All right, let's go.
You can hold both of my legs. Shoulders there. Hold on. I'm blanking right now.
Sure. Can be in the position there. So be in this one goes in. This knee goes down. And then you step up. Yeah. This is good. So, like, when he tries to move you from here, like, try to move him. It's hard, alright. So now you have time to kind of set up your
Use this leg more, it's like the whole reason of the half butterfly. Like you have to dorsiflex it a little bit, use it as hook behind his butt cheek so you can like off balance him.
What I'm trying to get to is an underhook on this side and my head on the other side. So I control his shoulder on this side with my underhook, and I control the shoulder on this side with my head. And I can like squeeze them together a little bit, which makes it hard for Kalle to kind of get to his side. And it's really hard to kind of, if he can't turn his shoulder, it's really hard to make a sweep. And also that's kind of why I keep my, like, I'm gonna keep my hips, like I'm not really lifting my hips. I just kind of make sure that this leg is as high up on his knee as possible, and that makes him, like when he tries to butterfly sweep me, it's really hard because the only thing he can use is his knee. So for him to butterfly sweep me, ideally he wants to kind of control this arm, and he wants to start to get to his side. So he's going to use this other foot on the mat, and he's going to basically turn up on his shoulder, right? So if you do that, yeah, then I get swept over. So if I can just keep him with his shoulders flat on the ground and make sure I'm like not getting too off balanced by this one, then I'm in a very stable position. I'm gonna go through some other kind of ways to eliminate his arms, because he's gonna use his arm to kind of try to get me off balanced and get his legs more effective. So if it's hard for me to kind of get in here, I can start to just like C-grip on his bicep here. You see, that makes it very hard for him to kind of do anything with his arm, right? A lot of people like frame like this, and I can either swing my arm in on the inside here and kind of just pin it down to the ground here. Or I can, if he starts to go up to his side here, I can just kind of take my arm behind his tricep close to his elbow and kind of just sweep it past. So, like, because he's basically just framing me this way, it's very easy to kind of slide it down like this. So we're gonna do a little game here. So you're gonna be in the same position. Like start off with like just feeling yourself here. So like, are you easy to move here? So move. Okay. You see, like when he starts to use his hands, I start to get off balanced, right? So I thought that was pretty, before he kind of moved to the side, I thought that was pretty stable. So now we're gonna start the game. And what you're ideally trying to do is get this underhook and your head on the other side. But like the main thing you're trying to not do is letting him get you off this position. So I'd rather, like if you go, I'd rather start to like pin his upper body, and now when he tries to move me, it starts to become very hard, right? And you also see I'm always stepping out this way and try to move my other leg in tight to his hip. It's because like I don't want his hip to get away where he can kind of start turning to his side and get me off balance, right? So that's what I'm doing with my lower body. I constantly just stepping out here. So like if Kalle's a little bit on his side here, a little bit here, right? If I step out here, you see that puts him back flat on the ground again. And then I just like continue hand fighting here. Make sure that he can't really off balance me. I might here be able to shoot him from my underhook. And then I get into the position I want to get. All right, so start very slowly. Make sure your first position that you're quite stable. And then increase the resistance. But like try, the main objective is to kind of stay in the position. All right, let's go. Balance here, and you try to grab his shoulder. Just go to the elbow, and then just like smash it down like this. Just take a step.
Same side?
And just continue, like whenever he gets a little bit to the side, you take a step out and you move your knee into his hip every time.
Yeah, you're going for this side.
Like if I'm up here, it's pretty easy for him to start open his knee back up and maybe use his hands to kind of, and you want to bring this one over here, right? So it's kind of the same thing as in leg drag, where we have both his legs on like one side of our body. I'm trying to keep my chest on his leg and kind of make him stay on this side. It's the same thing when we have both legs between our legs, right? If I can just collapse them down here, can't really do anything with it, and then it's super easy for me to just like either like windshield wiper this leg over and go to the back. I can do like fun stuff where I kind of take this other leg, slide his leg out, and here it's very hard to kind of move himself. Or I can just like kind of assist with my hand, like either push it down or go underhook here and turn to the back. Or get my knee just into the hip and just step out to mount. So generally very bad for him to not keep this on the outside of my ribs. So you might see like a position where like he does this kind of cross frame. He like pushes you away and he tries to go for the butterfly sweep here. Here I'm just gonna push this one down, and if he keeps his knee good here and doesn't extend his foot, I can just go back, right? You see kind of easily this hand comes in as a cross near side underhook. If it tries to really extend this leg, yeah, you can keep it on that side, but like straighten your leg when you do it. Yeah, you see now it gets weak and I can just kind of switch my hip. So the reason why he wants it on the outside here is because legs are very strong this direction, knees are very weak in this kind of directions, especially this direction. So like force from the outside. So generally when we do butterfly sweeps, we don't really want to extend our leg because of the danger of the hip switching here and kind of collapsing his legs. And as soon as we collapse his legs, we want to kind of make sure he doesn't get them back up again. another thing you might encounter is like he kind of holding his own leg. Yeah. So now it's going to be very hard to kind of step over this leg, but what we can do is just we step up high, then we take our foot to kind of our own butt, and then you just pommel the foot to this hip here. So you just go like this. And then you see I cleared both his legs and I can bring my knee in front here. So he keeps holding his own leg. So I kind of move forward a little bit, actually I step forward and then I bring my foot to my own butt and then I bring it to his far hip here and I can slide it down like this. Just try those two, so you get a little bit of rest as well, and then we're gonna add in the like stepping over of the leg. Alright, let's go. We're gonna do some situational sparring. So we're gonna start from here. Same thing, like if you the whole round can stay here and not get swept, that's a win for you. Because it's gonna be very annoying for the bottom guy. But I kind of go. I just want to go through kind of the passes. So if I get this under, one thing when you get this underhook, try not to move your weight this way. So like that brings weight off this butterfly hook, right? And I kind of trap my own arm here. So usually when I get an underhook, I move my weight away here. So now when it comes to butterfly sweep me, it's really hard because I'm heavy on this leg and this is kind of a strong post. And then from here, I might move my head back in and kind of trap in between here. So the passes from here, number one, if this like knee is turned out a bit, I just put my hand on the inside of his knee, push it down, and bring my knee over the leg into his hip pocket. If he keeps it high, then I bring my hand to his hip and I make sure that my elbow comes in front of his knee, and then I just step my leg to my elbow like this, and now I can just move it back and come up. If you stop my, with this one you can also do kind of this one where you just bring your foot to your butt and move it over, but you can also just lift your hips, push the knee and sit down, and then we have this one, it holds his own knee, right? Then just foot to the butt, open up your knee, bring the foot over, and then you're past. I'm just going to show you another thing. So like he can sometimes, especially like let's say he's like framing on me here and he uses this butterfly hook to kind of move me out that way, and now you see like he's probably going to bring that other knee in under here, yeah, and try to get it up. As soon as I feel that, if I have an underhook here, I can just do a knee slide over both legs. So when he tries to bring it in, I just bring my knee on top of his legs and I can just slide it down. So never do it on the other side, right? So he might take this one down, but if I don't have an underhook here, I slide down, he gets an underhook on me, and this is bad, right? But yeah, main objective is to stay in the position, right? And when you feel stable, start to try out stuff, but keep on top. Right? Let's go.